guys, how are you doing? It's Zainab and you are very welcome back to my channel and the second video of my Bippity Boppities series. There are 3 birds that are gonna be in this video. Number 1 is my Myna bird called Bobby. I know it's a male name, but she's a female and we figured that out pretty late. Because she was used to the name Bobby, we just didn't change that. And Bobby is a Myna bird that we adopted through a random website that my mom was checking one day, and she is blind in one eye and has disabilities in both legs, but she can somehow drag herself here and there. Like, it's not like she can't walk or anything, but she can't fly, nor she can see on the side that her eye is blind. But you're gonna see her in a bit, so I'm not gonna get into the details because I want to share their stories one by one here with you guys. Number 2 is my Bulbul. Actually, I think we call them date Bulbul because they love eating dates, and his name is Jim, but we call him with a lot of different names like Jimbuli or I know Jimmy and so on and so forth. And the story is very cool. Just stay tuned for that throughout this video because it's a very different video from the rest of my birds that I rescued. But if I want to give you a quick information, when we adopted him, he was blind in one eye, but he is one of those birds that was born with a lot of, like, maybe I can call it genetic problems, like one of those chicks that when the more they grow up, the more their other disabilities like pop out. For example, he was blind in one eye once we adopted him, and once he was grown up, he started having issues in his legs and he lost some of his fingers, on the claws and stuff. But I'm gonna go into the details throughout this video, so stay tuned for that too. And number 3 is my Sparrow. I don't think you've heard of a lot of people who have sparrows in their houses. I had 4, but now I have 1, and I'm gonna tell you why during this video. And her name is JooJoo. We found her on the street one day when she was like very young. She didn't even have feathers back in the day, and we raised her and now she's living with us. But guys, she after all is not a super tamed bird. Like, she sits on us from time to time, like on my dad's legs or on my brother's shoulders, or sometimes on my shoulders or on Reza's shoulders when we are eating, so that we feed her with whatever that is good for her health. But during this video, I don't think I will be able to share the videos in which like we are playing with her with our hands or holding her and stuff, because we don't want to bother her, and that's just her nature. Therefore, if you are ready, let's wipe our lipstick so that we can go eat them up, play with them, and I can share them here with you guys, show them to you so that you guys can get to know each other. I went and brought a napkin to clean my lipstick, and if you don't know why, as I said in the very first video of the Bippity Boppities series, and I'm gonna mention it in every single video in this category, it's not healthy to kiss your birds with your lipstick on. Like, you should have only your natural lips, because these chemicals, well, they're already harmful for us, but for these feathered guys, it's just too bad. So make sure that next time you want to kiss your bird or do whatever, you clean your lips, or make sure you don't have any chemicals anywhere else that's gonna be touching your bird. There we go. Alright guys, this is Bobby. Our little girl who is very kind, and as I said, she's blind in one eye and she has disabilities in both legs. However, I don't think she's gonna let me show you guys like this. I'm gonna record a separate video to show you all the imperfections that make Bobby perfect for us. she loves us and she loves spending time with us. Like for example, when I'm drawing, sometimes she joins me and starts playing with my pencils, right? Or when we are eating, she comes and asks for food that she likes and is healthy for her. She's been through a lot. Once we brought her here, at the beginning she had a lot of seizures because she had very, very severe liver issues, but we went past all of those things and now here she is, one of the beauties of our life. Right, Bobby? And this is Jim, our beautiful boy that is nagging and really is not happy to be in front of the ring light, so I'm not gonna hold him for long, but this is our cute boy that I said he has a very cool story about how he came to our house, and as I told you, he's blind in one eye, if he lets me show you. However, I'm gonna get a close-up from him, and his legs have been running into a lot of issues. He's lost some parts of his fingers, unfortunately, but don't see him nagging like this. He's a very happy bird and he's very cuddly and loves spending time with us. As you can see, he's just nagging at the stuff that is in front of me. Okay. That's what sometimes in my local language, that's how you show that you find something adorable. Like you say, okay. Right? Okay, so here's Jimmy, our cute little boy. Yeah. Let me show you in a better way. I just saw my hand was not showing things correctly. Okay. Cutie pie. If you are waiting for JooJoo to show up here, well, I told you she doesn't like being held by hands. So you're gonna watch her through some videos that I'm gonna be recording in different corners of the house where she is sitting or, doing whatever that she does. But as you've seen me in many different videos, I'm always talking with a lipstick on, so I'm gonna stop right here, go over lipstick, try not to be insecure. Yeah, that was kind of awkward. And talk to you guys about these 3 beautiful beings that have made our lives much, 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 much better. Let's start off by sharing Bobby's story, the beautiful Myna bird that I just showed you. She came to our house when my mom was searching through an app on her phone. It was some sort of a marketplace, and then in the bird section, she found out that there's this Myna bird that the owner is looking for an owner for her. So we went and adopted her. At first, we didn't know it was a girl, but the way we figured it out was also weird, and I'm gonna share a little later on in this video. She came to our house and we saw all the disabilities that she had. She's blind in one eye and both of her legs had issues, and once we took an x-ray we figured out that she has a lot of issues with the rest of her bones in her body. So that was one of the reasons that she can't fly, or she has trouble walking, or her fingers are twisted and stuff. Once we brought her, she was so scared to build a relationship with humans, but gradually, slowly, over time, we helped her to feel more comfortable with us, and she started mimicking us. She started I don't know whether you know or not, Myna birds are one of those talking birds, and she started talking, making laughing noises and different types of noises and sound effects. Actually, it had a lot of ups and a lot of downs having her here, because at the beginning we couldn't tell that she had liver issues, and suddenly one day she started seizing and it was like repeating one after the other. She had a lot of seizures before we started the treatment for her. Like, we took her to the vet clinic and they took an x-ray and they figured out that she has a lot of liver issues and that is causing all these seizures. And the treatment process was very, very painful for us because the seizures wouldn't stop. At the beginning, it took her a while to feel better, and it was very, very painful to watch her seizing and then coming back to her senses and then trying to figure out what is going on. It is not something that you want to go through, believe me. There were nights that we didn't sleep because we wanted to be there for her when she was going through all the trembles, all the bad things that were happening to her. But eventually, with proper treatment, thanks to her vet, and with proper medicine, she felt better. We got rid of that liver issue, and now she is much healthier than she was before. But unfortunately, there's nothing we can do for her bones nor for her eye. But that is one of those things that makes her much more beautiful and much more lovable for us, because even though she has all these issues and she has a lot of limits as a bird, like she can't fly, she can't jump, she can't stand on those wooden sticks. Like, she has this thing in her house. It's like a pumpkin. Not an actual pumpkin. It's like a let's say like, have you seen those cats and dogs beds? It's kind of like puffier and it looks like a pumpkin, and she can only stand on top of that or on plain floor, and she can barely walk on carpet as well because her fingers are twisted, so she has no control on her claws and they might get stuck in the carpet, and that's what makes it even more limiting and much harder for her. But she's happy. She's happy to be here. She's happy spending time with us. She does a lot of funny things, like when we are laughing, she laughs with us, actually, like making laughing noises. She makes, bass guitar noises. She's one of the coolest birds I've ever had, and we are so happy to have her here with us. Myna birds are like one of those bird species, just like parrots, that need a lot of attention, that they need a lot of caring. And now that Bobby is a special need Myna bird, it just adds up to that. As I told you, she has a lot of limits and she needs more frequent travels to the vet clinic, and she needs a lot more frequent, nail trimming and stuff, because as I told you, her fingers are twisted. I know whether I can record a good video for you guys, but if I can, I'm gonna add it here. Like, her fingers are twisted, so sometimes if one nail grows out a little longer than the other ones, not than the other, like a little longer, it goes into her feet and wounds them and stuff. So we need to make sure that it does not happen to her because of her bone issues. Her beak is just a little twisted, so when her beak grows out, it stands like this instead of this. We have to trim that more frequently. We have to be very careful with what she eats because of the liver issue that she had, because of the sensitivity that she has as a special need bird, and so on and so forth. But we are so happy to be able to help her with all these things and keep her happy, because having her is like a blessing for us, and it was one of those life-changing decisions that we made once we wanted to bring her here, because she lightens up our days and nights. Now let's move on to Jim's story, our Bulbul that I showed you at the beginning of this video, one of our kindest, cuddliest bird that we have here in our house. And the way he came to our house was kind of funny because, we received this call from a vet clinic, and we were told that there's this baby sparrow that was found on the street, and he is blind in one eye, and he was basically this size. I have the image, I'm gonna put it here. And he needs someone to take care of him, and he can't go outside and live anymore once he grows up because he can't see, and like other birds, other predators might catch him. So we're like, all right, we have JooJoo, our female sparrow. So I think she's about to have a very good friend. So we adopted Jim and brought him here, and slowly and gradually we saw that the more he grows up, the weirder the looks are getting. Like, he's not looking like a sparrow. And you know, it was very confusing because, you know, I've raised 4 sparrows in my life, baby sparrows, and I know how they look like when they are growing up. And Jim was nothing like them. Well, now we know because he was a bulbul, but it was very confusing. Suddenly we saw that there are these white spots shaping on the 2 sides of his face, or there's this thing growing out from his head. I know. It was so weird. Slowly and gradually, as he grew up, we took him back to the vet clinic to see what is happening, what type of bird is it. And suddenly they were like, oh, it's a bulbul. And we're like, oh, all right. We kept him with us, and he's just so cuddly, so very cuddly. He loves being held by the hand. He always sleeps in our arms, mostly in my mom's arms. Like, he is a big fan of my mom. And he's very jealous, like extremely jealous. Like, if we spend time with some other birds, he starts nagging, he starts attacking us, like flying over our heads or grabbing our hair. And he's like very active, very cool, very funny. But well, some stuff happened. You know, there is this thing that I've heard that from their vet a lot. Like, she always says, if there is a bird that comes out of the egg with some sort of genetic disability, the disabilities are gonna get added on once they grow up. And unfortunately, that happened to him too. From some point on out, we saw that his feet, his claws, his legs are deforming, and we took him to the vet clinic. They took some x-rays. The results came, and we saw that he is running into a lot of other issues in his bones and stuff, and he is losing his legs. Like, some weird stuff happened to his feet, and it kind of grows to this very thick, very big skin thingy, and then they fall off. And unfortunately, there's nothing that we can do for him. It's like there's nothing that can be done for this issue, or at least at this time that we are living in right now. So all we can do is trying to help him go through this process a little easier, adding the creams that they give us to his feet, maybe do some massage with those creams so that the pain gets less. At the very first phase of this issue, he lost the tip of his fingers. Some of them are still remaining, but most of them are gone. And now they've gotten worse, they're becoming twisted, and those things have grown out again. And unfortunately, all we can do is help him and wait for the rest of his feet to come off. And that's one painful thing to watch, especially that it's not a painless procedure. And there aren't a lot of things that we can do to ease the pain or save his feet, and that is one of the saddest things. But who Jim is makes it a little easier for us, because he always proves that he's happy, he's okay with things happening, and he just keeps on doing whatever that he does. And by the way, I made him something, because he always sleeps next to us, on our legs and our arms, whatever that he can find on us. And I made him something that he is in love with right now. Let me show it to you guys. I made this crochet bed for him. There's this bed, and then there's this blanket, and there's a tiny pillow, and he loves that. Like, he easily falls asleep on this little bed, and he can just stay there for like hours and like rest. And I don't know, maybe because it's soft, it eases the pain in his legs. Hopefully that's the case, but it's one of the best things I've ever made for my birds because he just can't live without it anymore. And now Jim is a big part of our life. We love having him here with us, even though he's going through some stuff and we are going through all the pain with him, maybe not physically, but emotionally and mentally. And we are so blessed to be able to take care of such beautiful, kind, and amazing being here. You know, Bobby and Jim, just like the rest of our birds, they lighten up our lives. And when things go dark, we always remember that we have these pretty amazing and extraordinary beings with us, that even though they have gone through some hardship, they have gone through some darkness, and some of them are still going through them like Jim, there's always a way out, there's always a way to be happy. And that is the biggest lesson that they have taught us, and that is one of the greatest things that we've learned from Bobby and Jim throughout all this time that they've been with us. And at last but not least, let's talk about JooJoo. Our, I think, 13-year-old Sparrow. Yeah, you heard that right. Sparrows usually don't live that long, but we were fortunate enough to have this cute old lady living with us right now, living the best life that she could ever have. Her story begins when I was going to university and I was coming back, and it was raining and stuff, and suddenly as I was walking, I saw this thing on the ground. She was this size, no feathers, no nothing at all. There were a lot of bruises on her body, and I couldn't tell what bird it is because it was very small and she had no feathers. So I picked her up, I looked around, I tried to find maybe her nest or something, maybe she's fallen out of it so that I can put her back. But believe it or not, there were not any big trees, or the small trees didn't have that many leaves, and there were no nests over them all around that area. And once I picked her up and I decided to bring her home, I wasn't really expecting her to make it through because birds are sensitive beings. When something happens to them, it takes much more effort compared to other pets to save them, to treat them, to get them back to the healthy state of being that they usually should be in. And now, let alone there was this tiny bird with no feathers, bruises all over the body. And like I was sure that she's not gonna make it, but I just couldn't leave her there, obviously. So I brought her home, we took her to the vet, we bought her some of those food that you feed the baby birds with. It's something like liquid dish or something. And we started feeding her, and it was like a miracle. It was like a miracle that after a while, she started growing feathers and she started walking around, and we're like, oh my gosh, she's making it. She's making it through. And it was a miracle that we were watching as it was unfolding. It was like magic coming to life. So there were nights that we wouldn't sleep because we wanted to make sure that she's getting enough food that she needs. And it was like whatever thing that you go through when you are raising a very, very, very young baby bird. We fed her, we took care of her, we kept her in a warm place, and slowly she grew up, and we figured out that she is a sparrow. And we called her JooJoo. I know it's a weird name, but That's how baby birds are called in my local language, which is Farsi. So we named her JooJoo, and now all the vets that we know are amazed that she's been living for this long, because they usually, from what I've heard from them or what I've read on the internet, they live like 9 to 10 years, but she's 13 years old, she's flying, she's playing, eating, and living her best life. And that's one of the things that I'm very proud of, because like, I could help her not only go through whatever she was going through when she was a kid, and also now that she's a very beautiful old lady living with us and teaching us stuff and amazing us every time we look at her. Every single time throughout all these 13 years, whenever I see her, I'm like, oh my god, I can't believe it's the same tiny little bird that I found in the rain, with bruises everywhere, with almost zero chance of survival. After a while, we got more calls from the vets, and there were some baby sparrows found here and there, or some of them weren't baby sparrows, but there was like this sparrow that had a twisted wing, and no one knew why. So we brought them all here. They grew up, they became old, and they died, unfortunately. I suddenly started thinking about all those years that I was spending with them, with JooJoo, with Anargul, and with Fingul. The other 3 sparrows were named like that. So yeah, I'm not gonna share their stories here because it's very hard for me to talk about, because I spent years with them. I myself, with the help of my family, raised them. It was very hard, even though they did get old and pass away. It was very hard to let them go. So I'm just gonna talk about JooJoo, my beautiful granny that I have here, and we are spending time with her. So when those 3 other sparrows came, we thought that JooJoo should spend time with them, and she did. Her dependency on us reduced. But right now that she is alone, she's spending more time with us. If you guys are wondering why we didn't let her go live in the wild, it's because when you bring a bird to your house when they are very young, you should train them to go live outside. I had 3 magpies that I adopted when they were very young. I raised them in a way to be like very cautious when humans go towards them. I trained them in a way to be able to find food and stuff, and then I let them go. But when I found JooJoo, I didn't know that, so I didn't train her that way to be able to live outside, and that's why she's been living with us since then. Like, if I open the window right now and let her go, she's gonna quickly die. There is almost no chance of survival, because she doesn't know about the predators, she doesn't know how to find food, how to find clean water, and that's exactly why she's been here with us for all these 13 years. And even though she is a healthy sparrow, she doesn't have the things that she needs to be equipped with, all the skills that she needs to have to live outside. And we are very happy to have this beautiful, magical being, and this reminder of miracles can happen no matter how hard or bad things are, with us here. And we are very proud to be able to take care of all these beings, all these beautiful feathered housemates that we have. Well, in this video we're talking about Bobby, Jim, and JooJoo, so I'm gonna go specifically for these 3 guys that are living with us, and they are spending their time with us, and that is what makes our lives much better here. Before I finish this video, guys, I want to tell you that if you ever have the chance to rescue a bird, help them or adopt them, please do, because this is how it looks like. No matter what disabilities they have, no matter what injuries they have, no matter how young or old they are, helping them brings a lot of blessings into your life and makes your life much more beautiful. What makes these beings special, like Bobby, Jim, and JooJoo, but mostly Bobby and Jim, is that once you rescue them, they're gonna be appreciated for you for the rest of their life, because like you are providing them with the things that unfortunately this life has taken away the chance for them to have it on their own, like the blessing of flying or walking or standing on a stick or seeing with both of their eyes. And once you replace these with your kindness, with your pure heart, with all the beautiful things that you can offer to these beings, well, they will not let you go. Believe me, they will always be there for you. There will always be a reminder of how miracles work, how magical this life can be, and how you can find light in the darkness. So if you ever have the chance, please help them, please rescue them, please save them, and please adopt them. Especially the birds that have disabilities and they don't have a high chance of being adopted or living an amazing life that you can provide them with. As always, before I go, I'm gonna remind you guys to like and comment and share this video, and also subscribe to my channel. But more important than all of these, don't forget to hit the notification bell so that whenever I upload any new videos, you can come here, watch it, so that we can talk about it. This video was the second video from my Bippity Boppities series, and I was so happy to share the story of all of these beautiful family members, feathered family members that I have here, and I can't wait to share the story of the rest of them with you guys. And more important than that, I cannot wait to hear your stories about the birds or any other animal that you've ever saved, adopted, rescued, and so on. See you in the next video, guys. Bye!